All right, folks, we are here at the Coxsackie State Prison. I'm going to turn the camera around in a second, but I just wanted to say hi again and to all the auditors that are out there that are doing this stuff. People think that you two people are trying to make money off this. This is our goal, and actually, it's a sacrifice. You know, getting arrested, having a criminal record on your file, potentially, is well, getting a job, credit, all these other things. You know, we do this for a reason, people. It's important to us. Passion, drive, commitment. Because we believe that our country has lost our way when it comes to our First Amendment. And it's all started with the Patriot Act, maybe before then, but that's where I see that the precipice of all this has started. And we've let them win. As an organization, as a people, you know, we were in a battle, and guess what? They've already won. We've already modified our freedom. We've already modified our Constitution. And we as a people has accepted that. That's scary. So, if I can turn this thing around, I will switch it. It's not my phone, I apologize. And where is it? Those are screenshots. I'll just turn the phone around. How's about that? There we go. All right, people. Coxsackie State Prison. I'm going to be walking up and down until I get a contact of some sort. I do not have a stabilizer, so I apologize about wind, sound, all those kinds of things. Not much I can do about it. I just noticed that my well, it's a knockoff. It's the picture and a GoPro thing just fell off, so I'm actually holding it right now. If anybody knows how to hook these up right with the straps that they provide, I'm probably doing it wrong. For the folks that don't know, I'll qualify for you a little bit. I have, as a child, been in trouble with the law many times. I am an ex-con. Well, I've done time, let's put it that way. In upstate New York, actually. And I then got out and started to volunteer with the police department, a police department called Colony, New York, and going out to schools and colleges and that kind of stuff. I did hundreds of speaking engagements. I volunteered for 16 years for another organization in full line. Lately, I volunteered for an organization called Life Church in Granby, Connecticut, where we would give out food to the needy. So a couple days a week. So I volunteer. I'm passionate about our Constitution. I'm passionate about any victim of any kind, of any abuse. I would definitely, and I have proven it, be willing to give up my freedom, my rights, and my life for the cause. It doesn't make my girlfriend too happy, I can tell you that right now. But she supports me as best as she can, and I appreciate her for that. Basically, I'm going to cross the street. This is a very long road. There's no way for me to break the law as far as jaywalking. But again, it's just an audit to see if they're going to mess with me. Let's see how they fare in a First Amendment audit. And I just want that car to see me actually fit a photograph. I'm not trying to cause a problem. That's what people think, that we're initiating contact to cause some kind of lawsuit, like we want to win money. Right? I don't think many of these things end up in lawsuits. I think probably 90% of them end up where people just end up paying a fine and saying, you know what, I stood up for my civil rights, it cost me, but I stood up for them. So, I am now on the easement of the main entrance of the Coxsackie State Prison. Our country inmates don't have it as good as you think. I've been inside a couple of these places. Being an activist now, I'm inside of them a lot more. And, you know, we put a lot of people in these places for victims of crimes, and it's just appalling. You know, I've done a lot of research recently in reference to the corporations that these things are. We proclaim them to be an institution to make people better when the recidification rate is still 60, 70%. It has dropped from 80%, I think, back in the 80s with the Reagan concept of alternative to incarceration, which actually I took advantage of. Went to college. Went to the College of St. Rose and finished up in the University of Hartford, Connecticut. I am FCC licensed and was actually offered an Albany police officer's job after I volunteered with them with a criminal record. Now let me make that very clear. With a criminal record, I was offered an Albany, New York police officer's position. When I said to them, but I have a criminal record, the Internal Affairs, I guess, did at the time, the hiring for the Albany police, they said there is 7 to 10% of police officers on the force at that time that have standing criminal records. Okay. We want to talk about our dissension, our issues in the government. Let's talk about transparency. Let's talk about the truth. Facts. All I want to hear is facts. I like sociology, love it. I like how to use those numbers to try to provide a solution for, well, in this case, a huge problem, dissension amongst the police state and the Constitution, the individual rights of people. And I don't think, based on the way where we came from as people, we're ever going to stop. I'm sorry, officers. I respect you. I do. I respect what you do. We need you. But we do not need you to be overbearing and put us in prisons like this when we've got marijuana in our pockets. And when I think about all the marijuana, people that are in prisons for marijuana alone, and now how many states have, you know, started to decriminalize, or they have basically made it legal. Be careful how close I come to this easement. But we spend millions and millions and millions of dollars to house people when they've done absolutely nothing wrong. And it's like we don't care. We just don't care. Another thing Reagan did was the war on drugs. How's it worked out, people? How many less drug addicts do we have in the United States of America? We might have contact here, I'm not sure. This truck went in. See if we have our first set of contact. I did do some research to follow up to make sure that I was able to walk up and down this road, 9W, and film safely, take pictures. It is my legal right. As long as I stay on public property. And right there we have a person who inmates people. We're going to get his tag number. See if we can initiate something here. There we go. Probably a CO or somebody that works in the prison who's been in and out twice now. Or it could just be there visiting. Well, I don't know, visiting on Sunday. I don't know, maybe. But we are trying to initiate it. I'm going to wait here for a while. If this is a successful audit, this will be my first official audit where I've done it autonomously. I do have a spotter, but I've done it autonomously as far as my own freedom. I came out here to actually initiate this. Like I said in the introduction video, I don't do that. I don't usually do that. I just see situations, there's so many of them, I feel compelled to react. I feel compelled to get involved. You know, it is in our Constitution. It's not just our right, it's our expectation to fight against tyranny, to stand up. You know, if they want you to go to war and die, and then you can't come back and redress your government peacefully, victimously. You know, I was arrested recently and I won a trial as a pro se attorney. And I'm gonna win the next one, and the next one, and the next one. Because the laws are clear. Can you yell at a cop? Yes. Houston versus Hill. Does a police officer have to ID himself? Yes, actually in some states, it's the law. It's not just a policy. Wherever you go, check your laws. Make sure you're never gonna get into trouble. I wonder who they got fielding these gardens, this garden out there. I know that when I was on work release, everybody wanted to be on work release just to get outside of those four walls. Let me tell you something, being in there, I learned more about criminal activity than I ever learned on the streets. And I was 16 years old. I'm 50 years old now. I've been around a while. Been around long enough to know humility. Been around long enough to know that knowledge is power. Been around long enough to know pick your battles. And this is definitely my battle. I love what I see out there, Black Label. I've been supported by so many people through communications and gifts. I was going to do an audit in Boston this Sunday, last Sunday. So much damn rain. I don't know. But I'm going to keep trying. This is a local thing to me. I'm actually vacationing up here in the Catskills. And I love it up here, I'll tell you that. I'm trying to find a way, if I could, somehow reside up here. It's so peaceful and healthy. We have not had any contact. I don't know how much time we've used. I can't see the chats. Sorry, this is a phone. I don't have updated equipment. I'm trying to do this. I have my own income, my own source of income. I'm financially stable. But I'm volunteering my time, and I want to, if anybody has any used equipment, stabilizer, whatever, you know, you could please contact me and send it to me. And whenever I'm done, I'll share, I'll pay it forward. That's how I am also. We have had no contact. I have stayed on the Route 9W, it's called, in Coxsackie, right next to Catskill, New York, Mike Tyson area. And it doesn't look like I'm going to get a contact. There was only one gentleman that came out. Not a lot of activity on Sunday, I get it. But I just wanted to get my feet wet here, guys. If we had some police contact, I could express my communication skills with them and maybe get some critiques out of you then. But I've not had any contact. So I'm going to go back up to the front and just stand there for a while before I leave and see if anybody comes out. I have no idea how long you should wait, how long you should expect. But my goal is to get a contact for educational purposes, to enlighten people about our Constitution. And not just the First Amendment, there are others. Of course, I don't have to say anything, or it doesn't matter what the situation is. You have every right to keep your mouth shut, as long as you can accept the consequences. In some cases, there are none. The only time really you can be compelled is by a judge. You have the right to absolutely say nothing at all times. Hypocrisy is real. It's pervasive under the initial thing that you see in society. And that's what bothers me. It's not just the 99 cops that don't hold that one cop accountable. You know, barring and ignoring the numbers, that's not statistical. But it's also the people in society that just got tunnel vision. They just drive down because they don't want to get involved. They don't care. Apathy is a terrible thing for any society. Apathy causes things like hypocrisy. And if you think that having all these inmates in jails and prisons for victimless crimes, spending our taxpayer dollars that could be used to fix these roads better, provide better security for, you know, actual crimes when people are like getting beat up. You know? I mean, I watch so many of these videos. It's not just police officers, it's civilians on civilians. The latest one with Monkey 83. I mean, come on, people. I can't wait to go down in that street. And you people there from that street, let me tell you something. I am as humble as I can be. I am a narcissist when it comes to something spiritual or a higher moral sense. So I am going back to that location where Monkey 83 got jumped. I am going to walk up and down that street until I get jumped. I hope they show up. I am not going to be like Monkey 83. I apologize. He did a great job. And that's how you're supposed to do it. I don't have it in me. And I'm not on a death mission. I just want things to be right. And I can't stand to see things and not do something about it. I got to do something. All right, people. Superintendent Raymond Shanley, Commissioner Anthony J. Annunzi, and the governor apparently is Cuomo still. Cuomo. Well, we'll leave that one alone for another day. But I do not see any contact or anybody even caring that I'm here. Of course, I am very far away. I'm not allowed in. As you can see, it's state property. I'm not allowed to trespass. They've got it marked pretty well. I did call the police department earlier today just to find out the laws regarding approaching the prison. You know, how far on 9W can you walk? I didn't tell them I was filming. I just told them I just wanted to walk. And I didn't want to get any trouble. Somebody said I couldn't walk. Let me just get this real quick, see if I get in there. Canine duty. It just says surveillance. I'm past my points. I got to get out of here real quick. Cellular phones, wireless phones, pagers, laptops, computers, personal digital assistants, any device with global positioning capabilities, any device recording capabilities, cameras, other electronic are prohibited unless specifically and individually approved by the commissioner himself. Get out of here. All right. No. So does that make me media and I got to get permission? Media's got to get permission? Well, again, we're talking about the public property versus private property. And, you know, anytime you're on private property, you can be asked to leave. And then once you're asked to leave, you can be trespassed and arrested if you come back. So I will be making an educational video. Somebody asked me in reference to the court case that I went through where the trial from beginning to end. There is a compilation video out there, but they wanted to just know how it felt, what it was like from a personal perspective, surreal, you know, give them some kind of insight. I'll do the best I can. Obviously, I'm not qualified to give any legal advice, and I don't suggest anybody take. I think I see a stop or somebody stopping. I don't take any legal, I can't give any legal advice. So whatever you take at your own risk. But a lot of times when it comes to yelling at a police officer, I'm going to tell you, it's Houston versus Hill. Houston versus Hill. You can yell at a police officer. I want a case that way. It's that simple. Yes, you can yell at a police officer in the course of his duties. What don't you want to do? You don't want to threaten them. If you do happen to see civilians, citizens standing around and they look like they are disturbed, and they may be siding with the police as far as your disturbance, you might want to back off, because then they will get you for disorderly conduct or breach of peace, whichever one they want to exercise. And just, you know, that's the impeding, the breach, the disorderly. Those are the easiest ones for them, or crossing lanes on a highway. It's so easy and hard for you to deny. They basically know they got you. So we got a white car turning around up here, and I'm just going to keep that. I'm sure people are going to get concerned eventually, I would hope. I would hate my First Amendment audit to be so boring and you guys listen to me narrate throughout of it. Boring! Let me just take another walk. I know I said I was going to leave, but I'm going to continue this on. This is my first time doing a real audit, so I'm actually hoping for an encounter of some kind. I'm usually pretty good with police officers and communicating with them when it comes to de-escalating. Recently had one in a grocery store where I'm with a patron and they wanted to ID my patron for me to buy beer. I already gave him my ID, I already gave him my credit card. And I said, what? Why do you need a person's ID that's standing behind it? You know, if I brought in my 14-year-old daughter and she doesn't have ID, you're going to refuse me service? You know, it's just a silly law. I mean, we've gone too far. And that's what I like to think about. Numbers, sociology, how far have we gone? What's the percentages? Have we decreased our constitutional rights that far? That it doesn't matter anymore? We can just say and do whatever we want. We can tell people what they eat, what they drink. I mean, come on. This is the United States of America. This is not Nazi Germany. And we have become a police state. Secretively, quietly, it's a police state. It's all about money in a lot of cases in the courtrooms. It's not about justice. Lady Liberta, Lady Justita, the Greek goddess Dyke should be blindfolded. I told that to the prosecutor when I was on a stand. And she is not blindfolded. I'm telling you that right now. She's white. Here's this car again. This is the third pass. So now we've got, just gonna get that ID. HBP 9215. HBP 9215. Just in case, we got another one coming out here. Can't get that license plate. GKL 2339. 2399, excuse me. And there's that white car, GYB 2400. GYB 2400. And he definitely was trying to initiate a contact with me. Let's see if I can't get up there and get to that dude. Just to see if I can talk to him. Nah, he's running. All right. I just wanted to talk to him. I know it looked aggressive, but I wasn't being aggressive. I just was hoping to say hi. And I think you'll see when I communicate, I'm non-confrontational until I like how Johnny 5-0 says, look, you come at me straight, I got you. I come at you straight. You come at me wrong. And Johnny 5-0 is a witty dude. A lot of smart people out there. You cannot be fooled by the presentation or appearance of a person. This guy is turning behind the house and he's sitting over there. So I'm going to walk up this way and see if I can't get him trying to spy on me. He's a spotter. He's curious. Here he is. All the way in the back. I think that's him. Strangely enough, I have no idea if the audio is working, if his video is working, or if the chat's working. This is my first time. And I'm just trying to do something and get started here. Get my feet wet. This is what I plan on doing. New England Truth, it's called. I did get rid of the News Now as the many suggestions outweighed the others. No, that wasn't him. Yeah, that is him. All right. So, it's probably one of the lieutenants or somebody in the thing that works there. He gets his own home secured right next to the facility. In my experience, anyway, that's what it's been. Those are not for conjugal visits. You're lucky if you get a trailer. So, no contact so far. I've gone past what I thought I would go. This is either going to be a success or a raspberry. There's nothing happened. I'm really sorry. I wanted to try to educate some probably pretty decent people who want to do right, and a few bad apples. But again, get rid of the friggin' blue line. Get rid of it, man. Get rid of it. We need more Serpicos. That's what we need. And I'm going to tell you something. You know who could fix the problem in the United States of America? And I've said this before in videos. It's the district attorneys. Judges usually, not always, but you can get a better case scenario. Here's that white car again. It's coming back up. I'm going to go out to the front and see if I can make contact. I just want to get some kind of conversation so I'm not wasting this valuable lifetime from YouTube. See if we can make contact. Oh yeah, he rolled down his window. Okay, good. We're good. How are you today, sir? How are you?
Big fan of the work that you guys do. I'm actually a local pizza delivery driver. When you get tired and hungry, come on down. I'll buy you a burger.
All right, guys. This is a gentleman from Paul's Pizza, an Italian restaurant. I have a YouTube channel, just so you know. New.
I'm well aware of who you are, boss.
Okay. New England Truth, and feel free to check out the channel, subscribe, like, all that stuff. And I will definitely be in for some free food because I've been here before and it's delicious. And I haven't even remember my brother's name. And you're very awesome. What do you know about the Constitution? What do you know about what I'm doing? You say you know.
I'm a big constitutionalist, original to the Federalist. I want our government, just like everybody else, to follow its original intent. When they step out of bounds, you guys help bring them in check.
And that's really what it's not about being confrontational with cops. People think it is, and there may be some people that they're spirited that way. That's not how I am. I think it's about making things right. Yeah,
absolutely.
Because you should not be sitting in jail for something that, you know, come on.
Absolutely.
Country, we put everybody in prison like it's nothing.
Yep.
All right. Well, what's your name, sir?
My name is Tim.
Tim. My name is Tyrone.
Not a problem.
And it was nice to meet you. Thank you for your comments.
Absolutely. Come on down. I'll buy you a burger and a drink.
You're the man.
Absolutely.
See you soon. Yeah, I should have asked him why he was delivering. What he's delivering to the prison. Maybe he's delivering pizza to the staff. We know the inmates ain't gonna get pizza. I remember for Christmas one time I got a Snickers bar. I might try. Yeah, well, that was back in the day. Back in the day when they gave you cigarettes to roll your own while you were doing time. You got a pack a week. Imagine that. Tops or Buglers. Those days have expired. All right, folks. The only contact I got was with a pizza guy. Lame audit. I'm sorry. Or a successful one, you call it. Leave your comments and likes below. New England Truth signing off. Thanks, folks. I hope this helped. I hope it did me some good. And I'm sure your comments will. Talk to you soon.